Can you hear us now?
You had one job, Danny.
There we go. I know. I always fail my job. Now we're good to go.
This is why we're live, folks. I pay the bills.
So, as always, we're your hosts,
nuts.
Danny Juice, and our guest host, Jim. We are here for part 2 of the greatest tournament of all, greatest finishing move of all time. Juice, what's on tap for tonight?
I'm ready to go. Okay, enough of this. Hello.
The whole show go.
I wouldn't be able to handle it.
It hurt my arm. Okay, so yeah, we're ready to dive in here. We're going to conclude our greatest finishing move tournament of all time. We are strictly doing that. Usually this is our variety hour. We do a bunch of different stuff, but tonight we're not doing that. But we have a few quick little plugs we want to get in before we dive into the rest of the tournament. First off, I want to put, I thought you guys upped the budget. We did. That was Tony Schiavone, special guest host, but we banned him already from the show. First off, I threw a link in the chat, folks. We're going to pin that comment for the rest of the night. Our official band of the show, Except the Wind, has just released a new music video, and we want you all to go check it out on their YouTube page. Go give them a follow. Go give them a subscribe. Over there, it doesn't cost anything. You just follow, subscribe. It doesn't mean the same as it means here. But go check out their new music video. Again, right there in the pinned comment. I actually think it's a really dope song. I like it.
I really liked it also. It was really nice.
It reminds me of it feels like a song that would be playing in like a video game menu music for like WWE, like 2K or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I really dug it. I like the theme. I like the song. Yeah, go check it out. Pinned comment right there for Accept the Wind. Another quick little plug we want to put in. Today is Tuesday. Yes, it is. Thank you all for keeping up with us here on the long weekend. But this Friday, over on Facebook, we will be taking part in another tournament with our friends at Till 5 Wrestling. This is going to be to determine the greatest women's wrestler of all time, as voted on by the Till 5 crew, ourselves, and some of their other special guests from other shows. Apologies to them. I don't know their names of their shows off the top of my head yet. I'll be sure to give them a shout out next week after the show, though, for sure. So yeah, that'll be over on Facebook. So look out for the link over on our Facebook side on Friday night. I believe it's starting at 7 p.m. Could be 8. Apologies, I don't have that off the top of my head. I'll know for sure on Thursday's show. I'll share that with all of you. But stay tuned for that one, because that's going to be very interesting, very different from how we do our tournaments. I'll say that much. Yeah,
100%. It's going to be more of like voting, and there's going to be a lot more ties. And I'm not going to like the ties, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, well, apparently they're letting the chat have a vote every time. So if there's a tiebreaker, chat is the tiebreaker. So if you're here and you want to have a say, be there live and
or help us out.
Well, yeah, definitely help us out, because we're gonna have people that we're only gonna draft the winners. So I'm very confident we're gonna get the winning team. Check us out. All right, so we are going to dive in now. Here, the first round was all of last week. From here now, we're going to be doing the remainder of the tournament tonight to determine the greatest finisher of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And just a little note for you, unless you draft Sasha Banks. I don't know who that is.
Dare you. Mercedes Moné is our greatest women's wrestler of all time. You watch your mouth, Killer Tomato.
Yeah, so anyway, here's the deal. Jim used his veto last week.
Hold on. You're going into the tournament right now, but don't we have something to do before the tournament?
Oh yeah, I was just mentioning the veto thing, but we can do that first.
Yeah, save that for like right before we do the tournament.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you for reeling me back in, Danny. I was thrown off by that asinine statement.
I know. Sometimes the chat gets out of control.
It got to me. All right. So, those of you that are here, welcome to the end of week 0 of the Road to All-In budget game. This past weekend, I scored Double or Nothing, which was our first show for the about 2-month game. Just a quick reminder, if you're here watching, your week 1 lineups are due tomorrow at noon, and that's noon Eastern time. And also, just an observation, if you haven't noticed yet, TonyCon hasn't really announced much for the shows.
Yeah, very annoying, right? The one thing I've been saying that I'm gonna like about this new fantasy is that we get to know like a lot about what's going on the day before and stuff. We know nothing about tomorrow.
I will say this:
it is fresh off a pay-per-view.
I don't feel bad for any of you at all. Only because, if you recall, some of the points are worth double when you don't know who's going to be on the show in advance and you pick them.
That's fair.
So you all should hope that he doesn't announce too much, because if you pick somebody and they end up wrestling, it's double points for you. Right now, I believe the only matches announced are the the international tournament matches. There are 3 of them so far, 1 for Dynamite, 2 for Collision. So if you want guaranteed people, there's only a few of those that are qualified from the pool, because some of them aren't AEW talent. But otherwise, you're going blind here, and it should be fun, because I think all the other weeks are going to be easier.
Yeah.
So that's why I really don't mind this one being tougher on all of you. So get thinking, and let's see how it shakes out. But now we are going to reveal the leaderboards coming out of Double or Nothing. So again, this is out of 9. So this is out of 9 people. Killer Tomato did not return this season, so we're down 1 person.
That farts for Killer Tomato.
And here we are. There we go. Starting off the overall rankings. We have, starting out of the bottom. Apparently he really likes
Jim.
Apparently he really likes staying where he is. So Notorious from Till 5 Wrestling at 158, staying at the bottom. Good for him, I guess. Bold Strategy taking the Outrunners when they didn't have a match on Double or Nothing, and I made it very clear he did not have to do that. But I digress. He also had Lee Johnson, but either way.
Oh boy, what's he doing?
Oh, I don't know, man. I try to be nice and say, listen, it's just Double or Nothing. You should go with people that are on the show. But he insisted at the respected team that's given to me. Next up, we have Harley coming in at 167.
Surprising.
So a little bit better, but still not a great start. But still plenty of time to go.
Clearly a WWE mark, Harley.
Oh boy.
Damn. That's hard.
Right above her, we have Burn over at Take 3, who I believe finished in second last season. Currently in third to last at 168, so not great, but still time. From there, a little bit of a jump. We have Tanner from Till 5 doing better than he did last season so far.
Hey, good for
with
him.
187.
Damn, I can't make fun of him on Friday.
You could. You did better than him, so you have talk that you have
clearly.
awards you can give.
That's
Jim Fields did 204, a little bit better. Then from there, the top 4, we got Keverlast, Danny, and TJ, all within 2 points of each other.
Yeah,
very close, very tight. Toy.
Toy.
And in first place, coming out of week 0, Double or Nothing, we have Jay DeFalco 7, our co-host Jim himself right here, with 239 points. Defending champ, still in first place, coming out of week 0. Keep my seat warm, Jay. Oh, Harley's talking trash.
It's so hard to hear her from all the way down there, you know?
Oh, boy. So, Jay, IC title. Okay. So, Jay, any words of wisdom to the people down below?
No.
Wow. Okay, great television. Next up, we have the top wrestlers coming out of Double or Nothing. Just to give you all a little context. Again, these are pay-per-views. The points are worth more. TV won't be as much as this.
Always Harley.
Yeah, Swerve Strickland was the number 1 points getter, 51 points on the day. Ricochet with 41, Omega with 41, Samoa Joe with 41, Hobbs with 39. So clearly the winning side of the Anarchy in the Arena was the way to go, the play here. From there, the other play was the predictable champion wins of Lashley, Pony, Okada, and Shelton. And then Mark Briscoe. I believe he's the only one on this list that lost and made the top 10. So Mark Briscoe had a very good showing with his performance in the stretcher match. So there's your top 10. What?
We just said Mark Briscoe won points because of violence.
Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
Violence did it. So like I did mention to all of you, I did make an adjustment on the points for losses. Because it seemed like people were, if you lost the match and didn't really hit a finisher, you were coming out of it with 0 points. I had to make that fix. I had to make that correction. I think I balanced it out a little bit better. So anybody that drafted people that lost got some points back. Killer Tomato says, how does Danny pick anyone if he can't spell or say the names?
Copy and paste.
He actually comes over, Tom, and he shows me a poster, like a vision board of all the people, and he points to them and goes...
If any of you ever, if you guys see the online stuff where they circle, they have the full match on, they circle the picture, that's just what I give to Juice. I don't understand what the problem is.
Yeah.
I like him. He looks good.
Yeah, so there you go. So once again, that is the week 0 leaderboards. These will be updated every Tuesday for all of you to see before the Wednesday at noon deadline, before Dynamite that day, and Collision usually being taped now that night.
What I will say
Yeah,
is I'm going to enjoy this season because of the way AEW works in our Tuesday show. We're going to have each week completely done for each show, which is nice. Like for WWE, we only had like get midway through, but this week, each week 1, week 2, we're going to have by every Tuesday. So that's going to be cool also.
Yeah, that's very true. It paces out much better.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, any questions throughout the week, hit me up. Let me know. But I think we're off to a good start with the game. I think the scoring is fixed and bounced out now.
Agreed.
And, yeah, now we're good to get into the tournament.
I agree.
So, talking about the tournament, vetoes. Team Jim used his veto last week to take out the F5 using the black arrow.
Crazy.
I personally was not a fan of it, but I must respect the game for what it is. And myself and Danny both have our vetoes left. We must, if we want to use it, we must use it in this current round coming up. We do not have to use it. There's no obligation. And just a heads up for all of you watching, we are currently at 4 out of 10 subs. If you have not subscribed and you would like to, tonight is the night to do it. If you subscribe, basically right now, you get a veto as well to use during this same round. And you can't veto a veto, but if you don't like something we pick and you subscribe to us right now, you will get a veto. So hopefully that's pretty explanatory. Explained it pretty well. So there's a little bit of a quick recap right there of what advanced from last week. Once again, we are in the second round now. First round is done. And yeah, I'm ready to go if you guys are. Did I miss anything?
No, we talked about vetoes. We said who's got what. We're going to finish this tournament tonight. All right.
Yes.
And I believe we're good to go. What I'm going to do really quick is I realize I don't have my laptop. So I'm going to put on the first matchup and run away really quick.
And while you run away, I'm going to explain to our viewers, because I'm sure at some point tonight they're going to see it. So I just want to get it out of the way. I burned my finger yesterday.
But I want to hear this. Oh, no.
It's not exciting. Go get the thing.
You're right.
So I just want everyone to know, because they're going to see this and wonder what the hell happened, I'm sure. So I'm just going to get it out of the way. I burned my finger yesterday on the grill, turning the corn. Was not my best moment, but corn is a very dangerous game. So that's why it's there. I'm okay. I'm good. I'll be fine. I will live. But that is why this is here. Also, it sets it up so I can just put my hand up and give Danny the finger when he gets something wrong.
Also, keep in mind that last year we had a very seeking suspicion that you were the devil and you were doing things on the side, and I think you're getting back into that now, and I'm keep my eye on you.
All right, go for it, I guess. That's fine. I was never the devil. I never admitted to being the devil. I was only suspected of being the devil by our conspirators.
This is one of the few times I need our co-host Matt back.
Well, that's fine. Either way, juice on the cob. Yeah, juice on the cob. Well done. Yeah, I can paint it yellow or color it yellow. Okay, so this is best 2 out of 3 voting between the three of us. And again, Danny and I have one veto to use this round if we want to. If any of you are watching and want to have a veto in any one of these matchups, now is the time, because the longer you wait, the less matchups you'll have to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. All right, let's get started. We have, first off, the overall number 1 move, as per the three of us in our rankings, the Stunner, versus the number 9 seeded Chokeslam. This is Team Juicebox, mine at number 1, Team Jim at number 18. So I guess the best thing to do is to let Danny go last here. Jim, would you like to go first? Or do you want me to?
Yeah.
Also, I changed up some gifts this week, not all. So some new ones, some old ones. Hope you enjoy.
That's fine. Enjoy, everybody. We do this for you.
Okay, so I'll go first. So even though I'm Team Chokeslam, I'm going to go Team Stunner, because I'd like to see mid-show you change the GIF to Stone Cold stunning Scott Hall where he flies into outer space. On that one.
Oh, you want me to change it mid-show?
Mid show. I wanted him just go outer space.
Now
It's
we're
a little
getting
too much for
special
Danny's
requests.
comprehension. It's too much for Danny's comprehension. Let's be nice.
I like the joke.
All right, so Jim went with the stunner, and yeah, I mean it's tough. Chokeslam is great. It's I love it as a finisher from Big Show, Kane, even Taker. Hasn't been used that much anymore, but like, yeah, it's great. It's a tough matchup, but I gotta go with stunner as well. It's the classic.
100%. I don't know anyone who would kind of choose differently. It's the stunner. So moving on.
Unless somebody subscribes right now and chooses the veto.
If you subscribe to veto this one, I'd be very surprised.
And just a reminder also for all of our viewers, if you do subscribe and you get a veto, once the matchup is done and we move on, you can't go back.
Can't go back. You just can't do it.
Yeah, just making sure.
Well, I would assume there's a few second delay between sending a veto and then you seeing the veto.
Yeah, we give like 10 seconds usually. Once
but that's
we make
only
a
if
decision,
someone's subbed. No one's subbed yet, so there's no.
We don't wait for this. We don't wait for the sub and then the vote unless they're that quick.
Yeah, if they're that quick, good for them.
We've given enough of a heads up. Okay,
all right, matchup number
on.
2.
Boy, let's all just remember we're all friends here, no matter how heated this may get later. We're all friends here. We're just trying to get this right.
This is a hard one, man. Like, I don't know if I hate to say it like this. Either way, I think we're good with it, but this is a difficult one. I don't know which one I want to go with.
Well, this is you and me, Danny, so Jim's going to go last.
I know.
So since you started there, I'll let you go first.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to stick with mine. The Muscle Buster. I love the way it gets done. Samoa Joe can hit it on pretty much everyone. I'm gonna stick with my guy. Go Muscle Buster.
Yeah. Again, these are all brutal, man. This tournament I really stand by this tournament is probably our toughest one. Yeah, there's so many that are just good. Like there's not many that we have in this field that I'm like, what did they do in there? And if they were there, they're not there anymore. So this is tough. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the GTS. I'm gonna leave it on Jim. I think especially, and I'm not going by the GIF only, but like, damn, that is fucking brutal. That GIF of
I pulled a different one. I know you asked for a Kenta one, so I got a new one for you.
Daddy, that's a nasty one. But yeah, I love the GTS. Originated by Kenta, not CM Punk. I know, but so good. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, Kenta's GTS looks like it gives CTE.
Letters.
CTE. So, I'm just looking at both GIFs and I go, I'm going to have to say GTS because while that is Samoa Joe's finisher, the Muscle Buster, he has the Coquina Clutch, which is his more popular finisher, whereas the GTS is his bread and butter. And as well as Punk's too. That's kind of where I lean that to because the GTS is their number one. It's effective. Joe has other ways to be effective because Joe's just a bad man.
All right.
Agreed. All right. GTS makes it on through. Next matchup, we have the Swanton Bomb versus the Canadian Destroyer. And this is Team Jim versus Team Danny, which means Juice is going last. Jim, you want to start this one off?
Praise Jeebus.
Okay, so I'm gonna stick with the Swanton Bomb.
Okay.
Again, it's iconic, even to the point of this past Sunday. Young Bucks, I don't remember which one, Matthew or Nicholas. To the top of the stage, the Tron, we want to call it, Swanton onto the table. Looked beautiful. Classic Jeff Hardy channeling that. Like, it's iconic. Swanton Bomb, when you go up there, everyone does and they want to do the Swanton. They go Swanton.
For sure, Swanton's a cool finisher, but I'm thinking of impact, and I'm thinking of what's more devastating, and good Canadian Destroyer beats a good Swanton any day in my book. Landing on your head, all that turning and rushing. As far as that, if he's skinny, a skinny Jeff Hardy doesn't hurt as much as a Canadian Destroyer on top of your head, in my opinion. That's all I'm saying.
So a fat Jeff Hardy would have gotten your vote?
A fat Jeff Hardy hurts a little bit more. For like a Kevin Owens Swanton Bomb is worse than a Jeff Hardy Swanton Bomb, 100%.
Though that counts. Well, it's not as a finisher. Either way,
that's exactly right. Not his finisher. Thank you very much, Juice.
Yeah, so I'm doing my best tonight to think of the moves at their peak. I'm really gonna try not to let like the overall picture of it like dilute it. You know what I mean in a matchup. But easier said than done. But that's gonna be my effort tonight, is to really think of like these moves in that kind of peak moment as a finisher versus just what they become.
That's all we can ask for, Juice.
I know. I try. My people love me. By the way, merch on sale now at our store. Check the link tree below.
What?
Right there.
What?
Yeah. Hey, check it out. Why not?
Not pre-approved merch.
It's always approved. That's all right. We'll fix it in post. So, another tough one, but I'm gonna have to give it to the Canadian Destroyer. Like Swanton was good, but like part of the Swan sign finger splints. Yes. Support finger health. Hand health. Let's go hand health. Finger health. Whatever. We'll work on it. So yeah, I'm going with Canadian Destroyer just because the Swanton Bomb. Like, yeah, Jeff did it on his own, but like there was also the setup with the Twist of Fate. So sometimes it was kind of a tag team thing, but also sometimes he missed it. I mean, Canadian Destroyers are overall missed, but I'm basically thinking of Jeff Swanton Bomb versus PD's Canadian Destroyer. And like when PD made it famous, even though Amazing Red invented it, created it, when PD hit it, like it was such a huge deal on TV for people as a wrestling maneuver. Like it changed the game in that way. And like it was over. You knew it was done. No one was kicking out of that. So I'm giving the edge to Canadian Destroyer there just because of that power and impact. So
all right.
Another tough one though. But
agreed. All of these are going to be tough, I think, for the most part. All right, next matchup. Matchup 4, round 2, we have another tough one. The Walls of Jericho versus the Rock Bottom. Since Jim started the last one, I'll start this one. Juice is obviously going to be the tiebreaker if it comes to that. I love the Rock Bottom. Classic move. I think great move for the Rock. But as far as, again, I go like severity and impact and devastation almost, and putting that knee on the head to me is so much more pain than anything from the Rock Bottom, I think. So I'm going to stick with the Walls of Jericho here.
I will stick with the Rock Bottom. Again, it is the Rock's finisher. It's also the five-time W champion Booker T's finisher as well, also known as the bookend.
We'll do Spinneroonie. Watch this. No, I'm kidding.
So yeah, I go with the Rock Bottom. I'm not gonna song and dance it. I just think it's the better finisher because again, there are times when Walls of Jericho looks lazy to me. When Jericho does it, sometimes it looks lazy, and it's like he's not putting the pressure. He's not doing the intensity. He's just like, I'm doing it. And it's like, whatever. Rock Bottom's always consistent.
Oh boy, 2 seed. Oh man.
Yeah.
Didn't the Rock also Rock Bottom somebody onto a platter of dog feces or horse feces on a SmackDown years and years and years and years ago? Or
that might count against you. Be careful. You don't know how Juice is gonna go with that.
Never know. I'm a simple man.
Dog feces. That's all you need.
I'm out. Walls of Jericho doesn't need dog feces. No, so I'm, man, like I'm going with the Rock Bottom. Oof. It's just submission finishers are hard for me. Like it really is. I said that last week, but like it's a great finisher. I love it. It's yeah.
Hey, Rock. let's not act like Rock Bottom was on everyone's list. It's the number 2 seed,
I
so
know.
100%. Don't worry about it.
Just a reminder, Danny, you have a veto. I have a veto.
You're going to have these feelings the rest of the tournament, my brother. Don't worry about it. Yes, I do have a veto. We still got about 12 matchups left in this round, so let's just make sure we're all doing the right thing. I'm okay with the number 2 seed making it through. I'm all right with that. All right, next matchup, we got the RKO versus the Coffin Drop. And this is Team Jim versus Team Jim. So Team Jim will be the tiebreaker if it comes to it. Juice, why don't you start this one off?
Oh, man. I mean, everyone knows I'm probably, out of the three of us, I'm probably the biggest Darby guy here.
Yes, you are.
I mean, not to, maybe Jim does have me beat low-key. I don't know. But I feel like I got him here. When it comes to... Damn. You can't deny the RKO and the Diamond Cutter. I'm sorry. That's a hard ask over I love the Coffin Drop, but yeah, RKO for me.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I love the Coffin Drop, and I specifically got this one because last week someone mentioned the Coffin Drop into the coffin, so I had to make sure I got it for this week. But with that being said, RKO just RK out of nowhere is one of my favorite things, I think, so I gotta go with RKO as well.
Doesn't matter, so I'll just show some love to the Coffin Drop anyway.
There you go.
What would you have done if it was split, in all honesty?
Honestly, I would have had to think for a minute. I would have said, think of the greatest RKO and what could be considered the highest height that Darby's jumped from for the Coffin Drop. And was it the one on Satnam? That Satnam caught him?
Oh, yeah, that was a big one.
Maybe, because the one through the glass wasn't a Coffin Drop. That was a swanton.
Yeah, and I wasn't gonna bring that up, but I think that 20-foot ladder onto basically Satnam just blah 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 caught him. That was his biggest one. But RKO, the one that you have the GIF of, that one, Evan Bourne's, there's so many iconic ways to do it, which again, challenging yourself to do it. So RKO, get it, but again, I have to show love for Darby.
Totally fair. All right, next matchup. We got.
We only had one. Have we only had one split so far?
Yeah, pretty much.
Boy.
All right, next one we got the Dominator versus the Powerbomb. Juice versus Danny. So we'll start. So Jim will be the tiebreaker. I'll start this one off. Powerbomb is just a classic. I love the Dominator. It is very devastating, but so is the Powerbomb, and there are so many different variations of the Powerbomb you can do. You got Kevin Nash's Jackknife, Kevin Owens pop-up that I put on here. Psycho Sid's was great. You got The Last Ride. So there's just so many good variations of the Powerbomb that I don't know how you argue against it.
Yeah, Powerbomb is one of the cheat codes in here for sure. I know this is how we agreed to do it, but regardless, there's so many variations of it. But that's why it's a great finisher. But I can't stand against my Cinderella at this point. The 12 seed Dominator, excellent finisher move. It is so freaking cool. Lashley hit it this weekend. I popped big time for it. Every time Farouk hit it, it's an awesome move. Just grabs them, snaps them, brings them down. Yeah. I mean, there's so many versions of the Powerbomb. It deserves its respect and love, I know, but I can't stop thinking about the Dominator. It's awesome. Cinderella, roll on, baby. Come on.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Powerbomb and its variety trumps the Dominator in my eyes, because you got so many different ways to win a match with a Powerbomb. I even can include the Undertaker's The Last Ride in there, which was another one. I've never seen him pick him up and then lift him up again and drop him. Show of strength right there. Again, Powerbomb has too many variations that are all effective in their own ways. So I go Powerbomb.
All right, Powerbomb making it on through.
Wait. Okay, you can go.
Oh. And just a reminder also, for anyone whose balls got tight just like mine did, you can't veto a veto. So if he had vetoed that, I couldn't have done anything to stop it. I cannot over veto his veto. So Powerbomb would have been screwed, but thank God he did not. So moving on to matchup number 7 of round 2, we got the Famouser versus, and I by special request, Homicide's version of the Cop Killer or the Vertebreaker, depending on what you have. So this is Juice versus Juice.
Ooh.
Battle of the Juice. So I'll start this one off. For me, again, if I do favorites, and then I also go by how impactful the move is. I think a Vertebreaker, or a Cop Killer over a Famouser, no question about it, being dropped on the back of your head. And this one's a cool one, but most of them you're not that far off the ground for a Famouser. So I'm going to go with the Cop Killer.
I have met Billy Gunn.
Ooh.
He is a man, just gigantic monster.
Yes.
But the Cop Killer Vertebreaker just looks devastating. You got to go with the Cop Killer Vertebreaker. No matter, like, Billy Gunn's a monster of a man, but that, in terms of, it looks cool, but the impact compared to the Vertebreaker, you can't compare.
All right.
Yeah. For the record, I was also going to go with Cop Killer.
I assume so. I assume this was a safe, clean sweep I was about to announce, so thank you for that.
Yeah, it was tough. Again, it's all tough.
No, this is a tough one, but again, as much as I love the Famouser, I think just side by side, looking at these two movies, you can tell which one is more impactful over the other, kind of thing.
Yeah, we're looking at a lot of $2 stakes here, gentlemen.
All right,
Get
Jim
well
Ross.
soon. Get well soon, Jr.
I knew it. Yeah,
surgery.
100%.
Successful surgery today. Good for him.
All right, matchup number 8. We're halfway through round 2. We have the Master Lock from Team Juice versus Team Dudley Boys 3D on Team Jim. So I'm the tiebreaker.
Okay. All right, I'll go first here. These are both very well protected finishers. Over the years, made devastating by their respective people, Chris Masters and the Dudleys. And as much as it pains me to say it, screw it. I'm going Master Lock. You guys figure it out.
I knew you were gonna do it because nobody breaks out of the Master Lock and nobody chooses against the Master Lock.
Nobody breaks the Master Lock. You can't break it. Master Lock. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Master Lock it in, you mean Master Lock it in?
Oh, got him.
So
I'm going with picking.
I'm going with the 3D again. It's the most devastating tag team maneuver. It's the most iconic. It's the most well protected. With a table, without a table, off a stage, wherever you want to do it, the 3D. You call for the 3D. Everyone knows it's done.
This is one fish, two fish.
This is a hard one, man.
If you pick 3D,
so my decision, and this goes back to something that was kind of said last week. Also, I'll admit that for sure. I'm gonna go with the move that you don't need the other person to sell as much for. And I do agree that the Master Lock, I think, as much as it looks so powerful and stuff, you do need a good person to sell it, where the 3D, literally everyone gets hit on it. It comes out of nowhere, no matter who you are. You really don't need to do anything. It's all the Dudley Boys doing it. So I'm going to go with the 3D.
Okay. Y'all ain't gonna beat me with my veto.
I wasn't trying to bait you with the veto.
It was.
But this is a huge matchup right here for I think a sham
contest.
This is your fault. You set up these brackets.
I mean, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Technically,
It was tiebreakers and
physically
how we all put them on our list.
I thought Juice GPT did it.
Oh, got it. That's what you get for cheating then, Juice. All right, so next matchup we have the, I believe, overall number 1 seed, which is The super
Nope.
kick? Huh?
No, it's not.
Oh, I thought that was what was the number 1 overall? My bad.
Stunner.
Oh, there you go.
This is the 1 and 4. I believe this is number 2.
Okay. Second number 1 overall, sweet, is the super kick versus the Coquina clutch. Pretty huge matchup in my opinion. But as much as I love the Coquina clutch, I it's just the super kick is always a classic for me, and a good super kick I think is just always so just awesome. I don't know how to say it, so I'm gonna stick with super kick.
Killer Tomato, the 3D one in a travesty.
In a travesty.
That's all I got.
Remember, we're all friends, Juice. Remember you said that?
I know. I remember what I said.
Okay, just checking. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So, I assume I know where Juice is gonna go with this. So I will. I had super kick also. That's why it's a number 1.
Hey, you don't know. You don't know me.
Be careful. Listen, this
you.
is the mistake Sal made. This is the mistake Sal made, and this is how Rey Mysterio didn't get pushed into the second round because he thought Juice was going to pick Rey, so he made a funny pick. He did a burn vote, and then it backfired. So just be careful what you pick, sir.
Stand on your own 2 feet, sir, and puff your own chest. Let's go. Make your pick like a man.
So as I mentioned earlier with my non-pick of the Muscle Buster, Samoa Joe's Coquina clutch. Fast, simple, effective. You go to sleep, it's over. You don't even know you're out. I go with the Coquina clutch. Super kick.
I could argue the same thing for the super kick.
No. I'm going with Coquina clutch. That was a misdirect.
I'm just saying your argument can be made for the super kick as well.
Well, I'll put it this way. Super kick doesn't put anybody to sleep. They don't go night night. Coquina clutch will make you go night night and wake up the next day going, oh, where am I?
You haven't been super kicked then.
Like, man, I puffed my chest. You do it now.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Annie, I have a question. Just waiting for you to finish your drink and retort. Okay, never mind.
I did. I'm listening.
I didn't hear you.
Cody
Look
Rhodes.
at me.
You have to remember I'm on a delay. Okay. Who is Chris Adams? Educate me on this.
Chris Adams
he was not on here last week.
He was not, and in my research, because I want to take the Usos off because I know that was a questionable addition in some people's eyes. I looked up who used Superkick as their finishers just to make sure I got more of an idea. Chris Adams was actually the originator of the Superkick. He was one of the first ones to use it back in like the 80s or 70s, I believe. So that's why I put him on to show him a little respect, a little wrestling knowledge. Chris Adams, inventor of the Superkick, from what I researched. I could be wrong.
Hey, no one ever kicked anybody in the face before then. Interesting.
Well,
Very
not as a finisher, I guess.
Maybe it was a second boot. Is what they called it.
Maybe it was
Okay.
a boot.
So. Yeah, I gotta go with Super Kick. I have to.
My heart did skip a beat. I was very nervous I was not to use the veto. I would have used the veto there, so thank you.
Ooh,
Super
yeah.
Kick, making it
I'm sticking with.
Hey, I said thank you. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Obviously, Shawn Michaels is carrying that move because he's really the only one in my eyes. Even with the other people you've listed, it's him.
Well,
really.
agreed, but I do like the James Storm Super Kick. Like when he did it in TNA, it wasn't a bad move for him. But Shawn Michaels is the classic one. I agree.
Yeah.
And if we ever run into Joe, I'll let him know you didn't pick Cocaine Clutch.
That's fine.
If you tell him why, I think he'll understand. We'll see though.
I don't think he'll understand.
We'll see. All right, next up, this one's another hard. These 5 and 4 is very difficult in my opinion. The ankle lock versus the frog splash. Both of them are my team. So I will let you guys go, and I will tell you the truth. I have no idea. As of right now, I have no idea who I'm going with.
Yeah, we have 2 of Danny's top 5 here. So
yeah, this is very upsetting too. My top 5.
This is a big one, big matchup. I'll go first. I said it last week, and I'll say it again. The ankle lock is probably one of like 2 submission moves I had on my list, where like I would vote for it normally, but the Frog Splash was the one where after the fact I was like, damn, this one has so many different versions of it that just rock and are awesome that I was upset I didn't have it higher. So I'm going with the Frog Splash personally.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so this will be an interesting one for Danny because I also go Frog Splash. I think Frog Splash, it's flashy. There's variations that are just amazing to look at, like rotations, height, impact. Ankle lock is an impressive finisher, but you just twisted an ankle. As iconic as Kurt Angle and Shamrock made it look, Frog Splash looks iconic. It's
grapevine the leg.
Exactly.
I
How did that make
agree
it more
with
interesting
you.
for Danny?
I agree with you both with the Frog Splash variations. I'm very glad you guys did this and took the decision out of my hands. Anything else, I probably would have picked ankle lock, like no doubt. Well, not anything else, but most of the other ones, I probably would pick ankle lock. But yeah, Frog Splash, I think is the way to go here. I do agree with you guys, just because of the last week we had Eddie. This week I was choosing between Montez's and RVD's. I didn't even think about looking at for D'Lo's. Like D'Lo's was also such a good one. I loved. He got so much height. That Sky High was so good.
Yep.
So Frog Splash, I'm okay with it. Here we go. Moving on. Next one.
Yeet.
We have the Spear, and I had to give Roman a little love here because I actively avoided him last week, versus the Shooting Star Press. And even though we didn't put his name on here, which I thought I fixed, this is Billy Kidman who really originated it, and I'm going to take out Commander and put Billy Kidman because I don't understand why Billy Kidman's not on this list.
I mean, they all did it.
But Billy Kidman was like one of the first. I think maybe like the first that I saw, at least in the 90s. No one else was doing this besides Kidman. It was crazy.
Commander, be gone. Like, damn.
I'm sick of you, Commander. Goodbye.
All right. Well, I will go first. This is my number 2 overall. This is up there with like the Frog Splash for me in terms of just like, yeah, again, it's the simplest maneuvers are the ones that work. And I think the Spear and the different variations of it, like again, you can look at Goldberg's, you can look at Edge's, you can look at the Gore, Romans, even Kairi Sane kind of does a Spear sometimes. I think she did one last night to kind of almost beat Liv or something like that. Spoiler alert. But either way, like Lashley does one with his kind of spin out rotation. There's different ways to do it, and Christian did one to kind of does one to like mock Copeland a little bit. So there's so many versions of it, and it can be hit out of nowhere that quick. I think those are the best ones that can pop. So I'm going with the Spear.
So, in the interest of what we said, that we're trying to be as fair as possible and keep this legit, as much as I would love to choose the Shooting Star Press because I think it's a great move, a crazy feat of athleticism and whatever, just like the Swanton, I think it's not as impactful as the Spear, depending on who does it. I think of Braun Breaker's Spear, even though it's not his finisher, Roman Reigns, the Gore, even Goldberg's Spear. As much as I hate Goldberg, his Spear was still fucking vicious. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go with the Spear also. But I'm so sorry, Shooting Star Press. I really do love you.
So,
the memories
by your standard, Bronson Reed did the Shooting Star Press, you'd pick it.
If Bronson Reed did a Shooting Star Press as his finisher, I might consider picking it because that would be fucking impressive.
Bronson Reed, take notes on that. I also chose the Spear.
Yeah, see, this was one of the ones where once again I was like, okay, which one did I do more in my teens?
Ooh,
Shooting Star Press just had to lose out. Sorry, Shooting
totally
Star Press.
Totally fair. Yeah, definitely didn't do any. I mean, maybe if I was going into a pool, and even then, I don't think I was trying to do a belly flop Shooting Star Press. But yeah. All right, next matchup we have the Mandible Claw, my team, versus the Tombstone Team Jim. Juice is the deciding vote. Jim, start us off, buddy.
Okay, I will stick with my pick as the Tombstone. Again, synonymous with one of the most iconic wrestlers of all time, The Undertaker, as well as Kane. But now other wrestlers are doing it, such as Kyle Fletcher and others who I cannot name at the moment because I forgot them at this moment.
Not as finishers though.
Oh, I know, but he still does it. That's why I gave him a lighter note. But
Stat does a variation of it, kind of. I guess.
There's another one, so I stick with the Tombstone because again, it's the Tombstone for the Undertaker into the combination of the crossing arms and the pin and the eyes back with the tongue thing, which I will not imitate here because I will not be able to do it correctly.
Oh my. Oh my Lanta.
All right. I am also going to go with the Tombstone. I love the Mandible Claw. I think it's such a devastating move. I think it hurts so much, but the Tombstone's classic. Again, being dropped on your head is a very dangerous and painful maneuver. So I'm going to go with the Tombstone as well.
Just ask Hulk Hogan that chair.
Yeah, that pussy.
Danny, I want to thank you for not defending the Mandible Claw because it was not advancing here at all.
No. And again, as much as I would love to pretend that the Mandible Claw is better, it's not better than the Tombstone. I still love the Mandible Claw personally, but I'm man up to that.
I think I said it last week. I've never really liked the move myself.
Yeah, I know. It's all right. We're all wrong sometimes. No problem, bro.
It's all right.
Matchup number 13, we have the Black Arrow, which was vetoed through by Jim in the last round. That's why there's a little asterisk next to it. Versus the how do we say this again?
No, you say it, Danny. Come on, you've been doing such a great job all night.
No, it was a bicycle. It was like the bicycle kick, but they say it differently. It's a
Channel Excalibur.
Busaiku knee. Busaiku knee. No, there we go. Busaiku knee. That's what it was. I just need to say it out loud. I need to sound it out sometimes, guys. Give me a break. So we have Team Jim versus Team Danny, and the Busaiku knee is on my team, just so we remember.
Just a reminder before we dive in here. We have 4 matches left in this round, correct?
Yes. So that means our veto is only good for 4 more matchups.
Just making sure our viewers are aware. So, and again, there are 4 matches left. Danny and I have vetoes. If you want to use a veto on his last 4 matches, now's the time to sub so you can have one ready to go and use it in chat. So just be ready if you see a matchup you feel very passionately about. All right, you guys can start. I'm the decider, so.
All right. So just going to go back to the argument I've been doing. This is a very pretty move. It looks very nice, very athletic. I agree. A knee to the face is more painful than that body falling. It can knock me out more than a body falling on me, I think. So I'm going to go with the Busaiku knee.
First off, have you ever had that synopsis tested?
If a knee to the face knocks you out over a body to body hit, yeah, I feel pretty confident in saying that.
You don't know where Pac's knees will land.
That's fair, but it's not meant to land where the Busaiku knee is meant to land in your face.
Or Busaiku.
Whatever. I said it right. Don't turn this on that.
Interesting.
Again, I stick with the Black Arrow. I still think, I don't know how a human body can know that it can do that and then do it in such a way. It looks gorgeous. Again, a kick to the face is a kick to the face. I get that.
It's a knee.
But the Black Arrow, just look at it in slow motion. Just how do you know your body can do that? And then when you know your body can't do that, you watch his body do that, and you just look amazed. It's an amazing thing to look at. I know that Busaiku knee has the energy of like a Hulk Hogan, Hulk out. It gets the crowd on his side. It's just a knee to the face.
Okay.
Did you just compare the Busaiku knee to a Hulk Hogan Hulk up? How dare you, sir?
You know what I mean? How he does the yes chance or the no chance or just chance to get people on his side. So psychologically, it would be more impactful, as is the Hulk Hogan leg drop, because he would do the
Hulk up.
You know what I'm saying.
I think I've heard everything I need to hear. So I'm making this pick. This is probably my most significant pick of the tournament so far. There's 3 reasons I'm making this pick. 1, I truly believe. Why are you laughing, Danny?
I'm not. I'm cringing. I'm not sure where you're going.
1, I truly like this move more than the other. 2, This is purely out of spite for taking the F5 out last round.
You son of
And 3, I want to hear Danny say this name again in the next round. Psycho Knee.
The Busaiku knee makes it through.
damn you.
All 3 reasons are valid. I like all 3.
Yeah, I was going to say, I prefaced it by saying it is legit my favorite one. But
I do like all 3 reasons. All right.
Yeah,
Next
let us do
matchup.
our
3
important.
matchups left in round 2 before we go to commercial, right? Ooh, yeah, we got about 6 minutes, so hopefully we can fit in the rest of the matchup. All right, we got the Stormbreaker versus the Olympic Slam. Team Juice versus Team Juice. So, Juice, you sit this one out.
Holy shit.
I know. This is your 14 and 15 also, which is crazy. Jim, I'll start this one off. I love the Olympic Slam. Classic move. But the Stormbreaker, the way you land on your head, the way you twist in there, the way you could hurt multiple body parts besides just the back, I think I'm going to go with the Stormbreaker on this one.
Took my baby away from me. I'm going to make it hurt. I'm going Olympic Slam. It's on you. Pick one.
Oh,
You
boy.
came and took my baby. How much time I got? 5 minutes? No.
You got 5 minutes, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Damn, this is the 4 and 5 seed too. This is tough. This is. Oh man. Damn it. This is really hard. I'm going to go with the Olympic Slam.
Wow. Olympic Slam would have made it through if I didn't decide to use my veto right now and put the Stormbreaker through to the next round. Stormbreaker makes it through to round number 3. 2 matchups left. Matchup number 15.
Oh, damn.
I'm in shell shock here. It's like when you decide to kill one baby and then the other baby like gets killed anyway, and then you're left with the one.
Like that, and who decides that ever? This like a Sophie's Choice, you mean?
Who decides to kill a baby over the other baby?
I can't relate to that.
You just did it. You broke me, Danny. I'm not even mad. I'm legit upset. That was so hard.
How does Tony Schiavone feel about that?
Now I have to live with Stormbreaker. Now
I
have to
honestly
live with
didn't think you were going to pick
Stormbreaker.
Olympic Slam, and I looked at the other matchups, and I'm like, I'm pretty confident. Either way, I'm good.
See, I'm not looking at other matchups. I'm living in the moment, and now I have to Stormbreaker's going to look me in the eye and be like, "You picked me to die."
Technically,
And now
yeah, you got to face Stormbreaker next round. That is going to be a little awkward. But we have 4 minutes left to get through the second round. So, next up, we have the Styles Clash versus the Sharpshooter. Jim is our tiebreaker. Juice, I would let you start this off, but you're still hurting, I think, so I'm going to start this one off. As much as I love the Sharpshooter, as much as we're named after the Sharpshooter, as much as it's a really good move, Styles Clash should have been on my list. It should have been a higher rank. I love the Styles Clash. It's probably my second favorite finisher of all time, so I'm going with the Styles Clash.
Yeah, Styles Clash.
I can't wait for you guys to change the podcast to the Styles Clash podcast. So Styles.
Yeah, maybe we could. All right, and last but not least, we made it to the last matchup of round 2 with about 3 minutes left. We have the O-Face versus the One-Winged Angel. Team Juice versus Team Jim. I'm the tiebreaker if needed. Let me know.
One-Winged Angel. I have a feeling what's going to happen. I know someone's going to play a shocker special, perhaps, but I'm going to go One-Winged Angel.
Shocker special.
O-Face. But it's tough. It's very tough.
These
are two very protected finishers that
Yeah.
like one person's probably kicked out of each, honestly.
How beautiful was that exploding table, by the way?
That
I'm
was
gonna go with
so
O-Face.
dope. That was crazy. And I thought for a second Omega might have burned his face a little bit when he landed. Both these moves are so good, man. Man, how much time do I have left? What time have we got here? 2 minutes. All right. Face One-Winged Angel. I gotta go with the one that was on my list, and that's the truth. As much as I love the O-Face, as much as it's one of the coolest finishers, I think the One Winged Angel is also one of the coolest finishers. It's such a unique setup. I'm going to go with the One Winged Angel on this one. All right. So
I'm not using my veto.
That brings us to the end of round 2. Juice did not use his veto of all the first 2 rounds. It is no longer an option moving forward. When we get back from the break, ladies and gentlemen, we will continue round 3 and the rest of the tournament. Please don't go anywhere. It's going to get even better. We'll be right back.
Ooh-wee.
Why did it go to that? Oh, there we go. Ha ha ha. All right, good timing. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back to finish our greatest finishing moves of all time. We just finished our round 2. We are about to start our round 3. Any thoughts, any feelings, gentlemen, before we continue?
Well, give me 1 second. I'm just putting together some numbers here to share. Okay, so Just doing a quick overview of the teams of the people that are left in the tournament, just for everyone to know at home. So currently, out of all the people that are left, Jim and Danny both have 5 moves left in the field, and I have 6. So it's pretty even.
Wow.
Not really one-sided at all. It's pretty split. So I just thought I'd share. Out of the 16 left, it's 5, 5, and 6. So we all have a good share left of our people, so to speak, even though, again, these were from multiple lists. And another thing I wanted to look at really quick. Hold on. Sorry, I didn't have time to do it earlier. So we have a 1 and a 4, a 6 and a 2. We have a 1 and a 4. We have an 11 and a 2. So we have an 11 chilling in there. We have a 1 and a 4. So all the 1s and 4s look like they made it. We have a 2 and a 3. We have a 8 and a 5. And then a 3 and a 2. So some upsets, but for the most part, most of our top 4 look like our 4 seeds look like they made it in. So
Interesting. I like it.
yeah. Thought I'd share that with all y'all.
All right, here we go.
Again, vetoes are gone. No more vetoes. If you still like to subscribe, we're more than happy to see you subscribe. Thank you for the support.
Please.
And yeah, let's get to it.
Sweet 16 time. Starting off with a doozy. Juice, I'm sorry for this matchup, sir. Because we have your number 1 versus your number 6 with the Stone Cold Stunner versus the GTS. And this is wild. First matchup. So, Juice will be the tiebreaker. If it comes to it, I'll start this one off. Love the GTS. Devastating, but nothing beats a Stunner in my opinion, or at least the GTS doesn't beat the Stunner. So, I'm sticking with the Stunner.
First off, I'd like to give you half points because he does stun Scott Hall right there.
Scott Hall.
Does not go into outer space. Because there is one that he just flies up into.
Oh, yeah. I was looking for the legit move, not the crazy.
On that one. But the fun thing between these two matchups for me is we will probably never get to see the two of them go against each other. Stone Cold versus CM Punk, which is a dream match for many people. Or Kenta, yeah.
I'm sorry. I believe you mean Hideo Itami.
Oh, Hideo Itami. That's true. I forgot about that.
Stone Cold Stunner is overall number 1 for a reason in our hearts, in our minds. Gotta go Stunner.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, but my vote would have been Stunner. But again, another tough one. I mean, damn,
all right.
These are babies that I love all the same, and no regrets. Okay, babies.
No regrets. All right, matchup number 2. We have Team Danny versus Team Jim, the Rock Bottom versus the Canadian Destroyer. Juice, once again, you're going to be the tiebreaker. Jim, why don't you start this one off?
Let's just see. I'm going with the Rock Bottom still, obviously. Again, I think it's one of the most iconic as well as the Stunner. And again, I know the again, the Canadian Destroyer when an announcer calls it is cool. But how awesome was it when JR would just go Rock Bottom, Rock Bottom, Rock Bottom, like it's iconic, a call on top of the move. And it also sometimes was a precursor to the most electrifying move in sports entertainment, but that's not here anymore. But I stick with the Rock Bottom.
So, I feel like I said that last time and that was foolish of me. I like the Rock Bottom. I truly, truly do. But I also feel like sometimes the Rock Bottom was almost more of a signature than a finisher because of the People's Elbow and because of the Sharpshooter. I feel like sometimes he tried to end those more and he tried to set the Rock Bottom up for those more. So I'm going to show some love to my boy Canadian Destroyer. I'm going to stick with the Canadian Destroyer for this round.
Would you have picked the Rock Bottom if it was done by
by Rikishi?
Yep. Or Big Daddy V? Or Saturn Singh?
Big Daddy V, never. If it was done by Big Daddy V, they wouldn't be on this list.
Big Daddy V, known big wrestler. Yeah, so I don't agree with your point, Danny, about it being a signature move. I understand what you're saying. I understand, but I still, it's a finisher. But I get what you're saying. Just want to put that out there. That being said, Jim, I think your argument hurt you. Because I don't think commentary should factor in, or
That's a
anything
moment.
like that. And again, saying it's set up as a precursor. But again, precursor and its signature, you guys are kind of saying the same thing, but not saying it. I still think it's a finisher, but I'm going with the Canadian Destroyer.
Wow, upset here. Number 6 seed knocks off the rock bottom.
And honestly, even your argument, the argument isn't really what killed it. Just didn't help it. I just think Canadian Destroyer with Petey doing it was lights out when it first debuted and came out. And again, I'm thinking of Prime when the move meant something versus just the grander scope of the move. But
even Petey Williams a lot of credit.
I mean, did you watch TNA during that time?
I've seen clips, but I'm just saying.
Like
Petey
being
Williams
around
at that time was crazy good, man.
Watching during that time, like the move was what people would go to the show to see the move because there wasn't YouTube yet. It wasn't about that. No one was doing this kind of stuff. Like WCW had the cruiserweights, but like this kind of a move.
But the cruiserweights still weren't doing this yet.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't this out of this world. They were doing like the standard somersault and planchas and whatnot. But I digress. It opened the floor for so many other people to do other moves too.
Agreed.
Gotcha, Canadian Destroyer Jones over here.
All right. Next up, we have Battle of the Giants here. RKO, Powerbomb, Team Jim, Team Danny, number 2 seed, number 3 seed. Where are you feeling, Jim? This is rough.
Where are you feeling?
Where?
Not what.
Yeah, no. Just where?
Are you feeling, Jim? I want to know.
Are you feeling the WrestleMania? Are you feeling the Nitro? Where are you feeling right now?
I feel like my vision, unlike the choice I'm picking, is not coming out of nowhere. It's the RKO. I'm picking RKO / the cutter. I'm going to include the cutter in this now because RKO has been the contest. We've been just using Randy Orton as the thing. Yeah. So many other people. Diamond Dallas Page.
Because DDP, even though I didn't watch a lot of WCW, DDP really just kind of grabbed them, held them, then dropped down, kind of, right?
Yeah.
It was jumped into it.
It was a more violent action.
Yeah.
It was just you're coming with me or you're not. Either way, it's gonna hurt you.
Nice.
Again, you got the Cody Cutter. You have like would you not count like Ospreay when he springboards off and does a cutter?
Well, they're not finishers.
That's what I'm saying. We got to remember finishers. Like, are they winning with the move?
Okay, so anyway, RKO again, and same way with the Powerbomb. There are plenty of variations, but the variations of the RKO, it's every single variation of it tops the previous one. Where like every time, it was a thing where like similar to like how Kofi with the Royal Rumble, he was trying to top himself by doing a cool spot. The RKO on its own out of nowhere is pretty dope, but when they were like trying to do the different spots, just made it this mythic epic thing. Power bombs are great, but like when you don't see the move coming out of nowhere, or when you know it's coming out of nowhere and it still comes out of nowhere, it still hits you, it still pops you. RKO.
So, I mean, the thing about power bombs is that they are one of the first really like powerful moves that I remember from being a kid. That's one of the moves that like you try to do on all your friends. You try to do on everyone. Just show your feat of strength. I love the RKO too, though. That's my problem. The RKO is just another one where like everyone does it now. You do it into swimming pools. You do it to all your friends all the time. Also, it's like the stunner. You just do it to whoever you can because it's such an easy move to do to your friends. Man, I'm gonna put this on Juice and go with the Powerbomb just to make sure Powerbomb gets at least a vote because I really don't, I'm so split.
This is this is Jim's number 3, your number 2.
Yeah,
this is tragic, man, and like
this is a big one.
Babies.
Yeah, babies.
The baby.
Now y'all get it. Now y'all getting it. Now you're in the situation. Bang. because I'm really trying to think of all the different versions of the power bomb to give it its fair weight and like consideration, rather than just look at the three names on here and go, okay, those three. There's like Last Rites is legit one of my favorite.
Last Rites, you got the Batista bomb.
Um,
What else we got? You got, oh no, that was a triple power bomb. That wasn't a finisher.
Oh, Jericho's, yeah. Yeah, it's because like you almost wonder like has the RKO become like, I don't know if I'm crazy for saying this, but is it almost too gimmicky now? Like, even though it's still like, I'm just trying to think of like,
And so what I'll say to that,
the fairness of all of it, you know
and
what I
in
mean?
fear of swaying you towards RKO, I think that the RKO is just a victim of the time. I think it's become more of a meme because it's just the meme time. Like, if this was the 90s, the spear would have been just like the RKO. Everyone would be, you know, making a gif of that or whatever. So I agree with you that it's almost become gimmicky because everyone just wants to do it now.
Yeah. If you use that argument, you have to use that when we talk about the stunner later too. Just keep that in mind, because everybody would always talk about the oversell of the stunner to the point where the guys in the back were always trying to figure out who can oversell it the best.
Yeah, well, that's a selling thing. I mean, listen, I'm not too hung up on that. I'm really considering it because I know these are big ones for the both of you, and it sucks. But
RKO has become meta. I will agree with.
I'm gonna stick with my gut, and I'm gonna go with what I was gonna go with initially. I'm gonna go with the RKO.
Hey man, I can't be mad at that. Like 100%. This is such a hard matchup.
We're getting into the nitty gritty.
Such a hard matchup. All right, moving on.
Yeah. None of these are going to be easy anymore.
Halfway through matchup round 3, we have the Vertebreaker versus the 3D Team Juice versus Team Jim. I'm going to sit back on this one and let you guys battle this one out.
I mean, maybe I'm on an island. I don't know at this point. It's gotten this far, so maybe I'm not on an island here. I know the 3D is the 3D, but I even had the 3D on my list too. It's why it's the number 2 seed. I don't remember where I put the 3D on my list, but I'm gonna keep rolling with the Cop Killer Vertebreaker. I think it is that good of a move, like to finish off somebody and beat them. Like, yeah, the 3D's been protected, but it's just, this is still a tough one. But I'm sticking with the Vertebreaker.
So I'll just keep it short and sweet and put all the weight onto Danny's shoulders. I will pick the 3D.
Damn it! All right, so I kind of saw that happening. So for me, it's a choice between 3D was on, I believe, if it's number 2 seed, all of our lists. Correct? That means it was on all 3 lists. Correct. So Team 3D was on all 3 lists, definitely on my list. Versus the Vertebreaker that definitely wasn't on my list, but every time I see it, and I think the more I see it, the more I'm just like, Jesus Christ, how is Homicide not like a star just from the finisher alone? Like, it's crazy. How does Cody not just use this? This sucks. I mean, the Crossroads sucks compared to this. Like,
do we know who's selling in that GIF of the, by the way?
I don't. It looks like some. I think it was. It's definitely some indie thing. So no idea.
I think I can look into it. I think that's Jack Evans.
Oh, interesting. So
what it was wearing in the hair, I think it's Jack Evans.
Oh man, these are 2 really good finishers, man.
I know.
Only tag team 1 on the list.
I know this is the last one left, right?
Yeah, but that's not a reason to.
It's rough. No. I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's also like our top rated one. It's also like the tag team move that we thought was the best of all the tag team moves.
Killer Tomato says no, that guy died. Rest in peace. I don't know if he's joking or if he knows who it is.
No, it looks like he died in the gift. That's why.
I assume he's joking, but damn, I didn't know that was a cop.
Fuck. Oh man, I'm gonna say this and I feel like I'm gonna regret it. I'm gonna go with the Cop Killer. I just looking at the impact of the move, it hurts me every time, man. And I love the 3D. I think it's such a cool move, but once I compare each one to each other, just the impact and the pain and the level of complexity for each move, like Cop Killer just kind of runs away with it, I think, which is crazy to say.
So what you're really saying is Devon Dudley, not a big gotcha.
Killer Tomato says he'd sub to veto this. Well, you had your chance in the last round if you really didn't like the move, but
Damn.
Oh well.
Sorry, bud.
And I'll state it again. I mean, this is number 21 on my list. It's in that range of what I said where I put a move on here because I knew you guys wouldn't have it on your list, but I thought it deserved the love.
Yeah.
And truthfully, maybe I should have had it higher because I really do think it's that awesome of a move, but I didn't really put it up there only because of.
It's
I'll
getting love for sure.
I'll sub if Danny changes his mind. No, that's sorry. We've gone past that point. We're not changing the
Subs
integrity
and
of the
gift
game.
subs.
Yeah, you can sub and be my sub though, Tom, if that's what you want.
And everybody
we're
sub.
We're in the Sweet 16 now.
All right, moving on to I think the hardest matchup, and I hate that these are my two. Yep.
Oh no.
Yep. I saw this happening when I was making it as you guys were doing the last round, and I almost cried. And I think this is where I understand the baby killing the baby thing that Juice was talking about before, because I don't know what baby to pick right now. Because in my head, you have, again, if we're going by peak move, you have Sweet Chin Music, which is like the peak of finishers, and then the different variations of the Frog Splashes, which is in their own right crazy good finishers. I hope you guys don't make me choose this at the end. I hope you guys take this into your hands, but let's see what happens.
You kind of answered my question there, but I was gonna ask you out of respect, since this is your 1 and 3, do you want to go first, or do you really not want to go first?
Oh man, I'm gonna go first. I'll go first. I'll go first.
It's up to you, my friend.
And I mean, I want to pick Frog Splash. I love the Frog Splash. I think it's one of the best high flying moves, but Sweet Chin Music is honestly like the reason I fell in love with wrestling. Just watching him do this on so many people, just reenacting the move. I still do it to this day. I'm 36 years old, and I still do the Sweet Chin Music to whoever I can as a joke. Like this is my favorite move of all time. I gotta stick with the Sweet Chin Music, the super kick.
How are your ACLs?
My ACLs are fine. It's not because of the Sweet Chin Music.
I'm just it's a fair question.
Because of other things. Back off.
I'm just asking.
Violating HIPAA, man.
Okay. Oh boy, what does this have to do with hippos? Okay. So, Jim, how are you feeling? Would you like to go first? Would you like me to go? How are we feeling here?
What did he? I forget. What did he pick? Just now, I was laughing. I was
super
thinking
kick.
Too much. What did he pick?
Super kick.
Yeah, I'll go next. Okay.
Okay.
So, can I, in good conscience, leave this on to Juice, or just put it away right now?
Go with how you feel. Don't be dramatic. Come on now.
I'm having some fun with it.
We have to be dramatic.
Okay.
That's how we get viewers.
All right. I just want to be respectful to each other. We're all friends here, right?
Tanny, that was only in college. Thank you, Killer.
So I will say this: super kick. I'm really like leaning towards, but then I remember the match where Shawn Michaels super kick was supposed to retire Ric Flair from in-ring competition, but it wasn't that effective. I'm going with the Frog Splash.
That's crazy. That's the most crazy reasoning.
I told you in the beginning, my reasoning does not make any
reasoning.
sense. He had to have one more Ric Flair match, and it was terrible because his super kick wasn't strong enough.
Oh no.
Nitty gritty. That's my reasoning.
Danny, I'm sorry. I love you.
I know. I knew it was going to happen.
I'm going with the Frog Splash.
I knew it was
I'm
gonna
sorry.
happen. Bush League.
Dude, Frog Splash crept up on me. I said it last week.
Crazy.
Thank you for keeping it up with the Flair thing.
It's hard. It's hard because
Next matchup, we have the Spear versus the Tomb. I'm not listening to this bullshit. We have the Spear versus the Tombstone. Team Juice versus Team Jim. I'll stick to the end for this one.
Okay, this is getting messy. We need to reel it back in. Danny, I love you. I'll say it again. Yeah, I mean, this is, again, another tough one. It's the number 2 seed, number 3 seed. My number 2 and Jim's number 7. I'm gonna stick with the spear. I kind of said my case last round. Just it's kind of like the frog splash, all the variations, different ways you can do it. I think spear and frog splash are the same in that mindset, where there's so many different ways you can hit it and make it an impactful finisher for so many different people, and that's something to take into consideration. So I'm going with spear.
All right, I will stick with a tombstone, and for a reasoning, because when you went 1-on-1 with the Undertaker, you feared the tombstone. You didn't fear a spear. Boom.
Taker didn't hit a spear.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't need a spear. He had a tombstone.
These arguments are crazy. I'm going to go with the tombstone just because I think the move is better and more devastating, personally. So I'm going to go with tombstone on this one.
Right.
All right. And moving into the penultimate match up of round 3, we have the Busaki. Oh, God. I'm so upset about this, about the Super Kill. We have the Busaiku Knee versus the Stormbreaker. All right.
Ooh.
Where are we going here? Juice, why don't you start this one off?
And I mean, I feel like now I have to stick with Stormbreaker because I put it out the pasture last round and you brought it back from the dead. Yeah. And Busaiku Knee, truthfully, this should be F5. I still stand by that. I understand that vetoes are vetoes. But, yeah, I'm going Stormbreaker.
I am the deciding vote between you
You're
two,
right.
so I will wait.
I am going. I'm gonna stick with Stormbreaker on this one. I vetoed it through for a reason. I really do like the move. I love the Busaiku Knee, but the Stormbreaker compared to the knee, I think, is very different and much cooler. So I'm gonna go with the Stormbreaker.
And my vote is
What would you have gone with?
Stormbreaker.
Oh, nice. All right. Clean sweep for the Stormbreaker. Moving on to the last matchup of round 3. We have the Styles Clash versus the One-Winged Angel. Juice versus Jim. What are we doing here, boys?
This one just, wow.
Again, number 2, number 3, and it's our number 3. My number 3 is not. This is, wow. Heavy hitters hitting. We're in it, though.
I knew this would happen towards the end, but like,
yeah, it's hard.
seedings.
Almost like we did it really well seeding. I wonder if other shows will do the same.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Styles Clash. Yeah, it's kind of like the Canadian Destroyer in that sense. Just a move that came along and like, just so many eyeballs came to the company, the person, got him over because it was something that nobody was really doing at the time. And yeah, One Winged Angel was doing the same for Kenny, but it was kind of got over more in New Japan and whatnot. But it's more protected than the Styles Clash, I'll say that. But still, it's a tough one. I'm sticking with Styles Clash though.
So yeah, I'm going One Winged Angel, Kenny by God Omega. Again, it's one of the most protected finishers to the point where when I forget who did it to him in AEW, someone did it to him. He kicked out at once. Like, yeah, I can make it effective on you. You can't do it to me, and it will do anything for you. And that's something that certain finishers don't really do these days, where like when a finisher gets done on you by your opponent,
Over.
Sometimes 1, 2, it's the 2 count, but no, he is a quick 1 count for that one. He knows how to make it less effective on him.
Mm-hmm.
Winged Angel.
All right. Going with the Styles Clash here myself. Since my number 1 got eliminated unjustly, I got to go with my second favorite finisher move of all time, Styles Clash. So moving on with the Styles Clash.
Yo, chat, can we... Hold on, before we move on to the Elite Eight, chat, can we give Danny a hug? I feel
Definitely
bad.
not.
I mean, I don't regret I don't regret my pick, but I feel bad. I know how it feels losing your baby.
I don't want your shit hugs. Keep them. keep him for your brother.
What?
Maybe he'll like your hugs.
Chat's blowing up.
I don't think so. I got booed. Or you got booed, technically.
I don't know.
All right. Next matchup, we are in our, what do I say? Elite Eight.
Elite Eight.
So, first up, we have the Stone Cold Stunner versus the Canadian Destroyer. Team Juice versus Team Danny. Juice, why don't you start us off here?
Damn. I mean, that's a theme going forward. Every single one of these is just damn. Like, yeah, I gotta stick with my goat, the Stunner.
Yeah, I agree. I love the Canadian Destroyer. It had a great run, in my opinion, more than I thought, to be honest with you. But Stunner is just, it's the Stunner. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be hard to beat that one.
Yeah. And it's crazy because if I recall, I did put the Canadian Destroyer on my list. I thought I didn't, but I think I added it later on. Yeah,
it's number
you and me
6.
were tied.
It's got to be high.
Yeah, you and me were tied at the bottom, but it's close.
All right, Jim. Assuming you would have picked Stunner, make it a clean sweep.
I agree with the Stunner. Yes.
All right. Moving on to our next matchup, we have the RKO Team Jim versus the Cop Killer Team Juice. I play tiebreaker, so you guys go ahead.
I've said all my piece about the RKO last round. We all know I'm going RKO. Again, Cop Killer is a Cop Killer, but the RKO is synonymous with Randy Karen Orton. I
don't think Karen's his name.
I know, I'm just having some fun.
Really? Why?
I'm not anymore.
Oh, Daniel.
Make your pick. I'm done with this tournament. Make your pick.
Why? Come on, man.
First Matt, then you.
What? I'm sticking with my Cinderella. I'm keeping the Cop Killer Vertebreaker run going as long as I can. It's close, but I'm giving it the edge. I'm running this train.
Unfortunately, the train has come off the tracks, my friend. I do love the Cop Killer, but RKO is just so hard. I gotta stick with the RKO on this one.
Very fair.
You wave goodbye.
All right. Moving on. Matchup number 3. The goddamn Frog Splash, my number 3, versus
I love that you're so mad. Like, you're number 3.
I'm so mad. One of mine made it to the Elite Eight over my other
Not the point, all right? My number 1 didn't make it.
Yeah, but it's right there.
So, we have the Frog Splash versus the Tombstone. Juice gets to play tiebreaker. Out of sheer principle, I am picking the Frog Splash since it took out my Super Kick. But also, I do love the Frog Splash. I do love the different variations. It is my number 3 for a reason. It was higher than the Tombstone. I do like it more than the Tombstone. So I'm going to stick with the Frog Splash.
I will stick with the Tombstone. Fantastic finisher, subpar pizza.
Oh, shots fired.
Dang.
Dropped in quality, the pizza.
Hot takes here. Yeah, so I think this just goes to show how much, like, we do our rankings, but the tournament can change things in terms of, like, just your thought process, your opinions and whatnot, and how certain moves are put lower that can go higher. I'm sticking with the Frog Splash as well. I think the variety is it speaks for itself. It's huge. So yeah.
Frog Splash making a run here as the number 4 seed and making it past the Tombstone. And our final matchup of the Elite 8, we have the Storm. Oh my God, the Stormbreaker versus the Styles Clash. This is awesome. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty cool.
Baby time.
Team Juice versus Team Juice has to choose between another baby. So, Juice, you will sit on the sideline as me and Jim pick. Jim, you go first this one. How are you feeling, brother?
My God. In the immortal words of Jim Ross, that man has a family. And we're going to have one. It's no longer a part. Whew, again, I'm just trying to wrap my head around, because this has been a pretty fast Elite Eight right now. So I got to just think for a second.
This one has flown through. I agree.
It moves along.
Yeah. So my brain's just like, oh, we just did this. We just did the Styles Clash. Like, oh, no, now it's back because it's so few. You got to think, oof. I'm going to go with the Styles Clash because I feel like compared to the Stormbreaker, even though Ospreay does use both, but I feel like that move is more impactful, and it does look like it can go wrong if all parties are not doing it the right way. Whereas if we remember the good old James Ellsworth almost did not tuck his chin, the little chin he had,
a little chinny chin.
He wouldn't be in the WWE 2055 Hall of Fame class. Just watch.
Yeah, it's the thing. I have no one left. I will also go with the Styles Clash. Again, love the move. One of my favorite moves, and I think setup wise, a little bit easier as I'm watching them next to each other. A little bit easier to get into, so I'm gonna go with the Styles Clash as well. Take it out of Juice's hands for him.
I vote for Styles Clash.
Clean sweep. Bringing us to our final four. Ladies and gentlemen, before I show you, we have a battle of number ones, and then we have a number 3 versus a number 4. So this is going to be very interesting. First up, the battle of number ones, which is out of control. And I really thought this was going to be the final, but they were on the same side of the bracket, so it was impossible. But the Stone Cold Stunner versus the RKO, arguably the two most popular moves in pop culture. The two most popular moves that people use, whether they know wrestling or not.
Yeah.
So, Stone Cold Stunner, RKO, Team Jim, Team Juice. I get the luxury of being the last one to vote. Boys, take it away.
Well, I will go first. Stone Cold Stunner. It's the number 1 overall amongst the three of us when we did our rankings. It's my number 1 overall. I think it defined the generation in terms of you want to talk about Canadian Destroyer and Styles Clash a few years later. The Stunner was 1 of 1. It was A1 in terms of all the moves that were being hit during that time. So I just think, and what it did for Austin, we talk about the sell jobs, but again, it's pretty even here in terms of the memeing selling thing. That wasn't Austin doing the Stunner from different spots, but I'm not negating the RKO in that regard, honestly. It's just something to think about. But because obviously that gives us the great moments like Evan Bourne's one and whatnot. But yeah, I'm going with the Stunner.
This pick may come out of nowhere. I'm picking the Stunner again. It's top number 1 for a reason. It's in all of our hearts, all of our minds. We all know Stone Cold Stunner. Again, as unpredictable as the RKO was, the Stunner was at one time. It was unpredictable, but you knew when it was gonna come. Stone Cold hands out someone a beer. Beer, they don't chug it, they don't drink it all. You knew what was coming, and even though you knew it was coming, you still pop like crazy for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go Stunner.
Clean sweep for the Stunner for sure. I was really considering RKO, and I really wanted just because of the out of nowhere things, but I kind of feel Stunner was the first one that was just you were drinking or you wouldn't expect it coming. You just got that kick to the gut. Very classic, moments, just like the RKO. So I'm going to go with Stunner as well.
That's the crazy thing is these moves aren't that far off from each other.
I know.
You take away how the opponent takes it, it's essentially the same thing. It's
a different setup because RKO technically doesn't have a setup, and Orton just lays down more instead of sits like Austin. Arguably, RKO is safer for Orton because he doesn't have to land on his tailbone and on his spine as often as Austin did. So, interesting.
For sure.
All right. Next matchup of our final four. Last matchup before the finals. Who's going to be facing the Stone Cold Stunner? Between the Frog Splash and the Styles Clash. 2 number 3s.
Oh,
and
shit.
I am, if it's okay with you, Jim, I'm going to ask that maybe Juice is the last one here because this is one of his babies. And he's been a very big Frog Splash guy for the past few rounds, so I kind of want to see where his brain goes and if we make him do the tiebreaker.
Oh, man. Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. So I'm going to start this one off, and then I'll let you decide if you want to make your brother bug out for our final matchup before the finals. Frog Splash versus Styles Clash. I love them both to death. And I was foolish and forgot to put the Styles Clash on my list, but I got to do right by the tournament in my eyes. I'm going to go with the Styles Clash for this one. But that's just in my eyes. My eyes could be wrong.
Look in my eyes.
So do you still want me to go next, or do you want me to cede to you? I'll go whenever.
Well, he wanted me to go last. So
Okay, so I just go whenever. Okay.
Yeah.
So well, again, like the Frog Splash is, again, it's on our list, the best high flying move ever of all time in our list. I will still say the best move in the air of all time compared to one of the most ground moves. I gotta also go Styles Clash on that one. I know I love the Frog Splash, but something about the Styles Clash, like, it's nothing else looks like it. You know what I'm saying? Like
For sure.
Yeah.
Like with previous things, Stunner and RKO, they're similar. With the Styles Clash, nothing else looks like it. When the setup to the execution to the landing, like nothing really looks that close. At least as far as I can know. I'm not.
No, for sure.
The moves.
Can't forget Michelle McCool's version. Where's that, Jeff?
I don't know that.
All right. So what we have done is set up a final of the Juice. Give me 1 second, and let me just get this all set up for him. But both finalists are, I think for the first time in tournament history, from the same person, as Juice has both the Stone Cold Stunner and the Styles Clash. I'm just getting the matchup set up very quickly, as quick as I can.
For the record, if
he's not in the matchup. Whoever did that, not in the matchup.
I did that.
For the record, if it did come down to a tiebreaker, I was gonna go with the Styles Clash, just because as awesome as the Frog Splashes have been, like I was kind of thinking about, okay, like on paper, our finals, what would be best? What should be best? What's the fairest one to do head to head?
Stunner versus Super Kick. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So
this is our final.
Our finals is the Stone Cold Stunner versus the Styles Clash, a number 1 seed versus number 3 seed, and also Juice's number 1 seed versus number 3 seed. So very interesting how that worked out.
Fixed tournament.
Fixed tournament. Juice is
Cancel.
the tiebreaker. Jim, why don't you start us off as our guest host and your final matchup?
All right, I can see how I can. I'm doing some 3D chess right now, thinking of how this is gonna end.
I'm not voting.
It's gonna end in a tie.
I abstain. I'm giving my vote to Killer Tomato.
Oh,
no,
God.
absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. He perked up just now. What?
Okay, again.
Killer Tomato, sub right now.
Run to your keyboard.
Back in time and sub 2 hours ago. I pick the Stone Cold Stunner. Again, it's the number 1 of all time. Number 1 in the seeding. Number 1, like, again, Stone Cold can come out 5 years from now and still do it. I don't think much longer than that, but because age-wise, it's too old to even do it, then it'll be like a Vince McMahon taking a stunner kind of scenario. But he's gotten pops with the stunner, retired. That's how impactful that move is in the world of wrestling, and just like dude hasn't wrestled a match, notwithstanding the Kevin Owens match, in a long time. And when he makes his appearances, he makes sure he hits that stunner more than once, sends the fans home happy. That's all it is. You send the fans home happy with the stunner, and that's what I'm doing tonight.
So I'm thinking of everything, and I'm thinking of specifically just AJ and Stone Cold. As much as I love Kevin Owens and Ospreay, I'm taking them out of this equation. And I'm thinking of, again, what I've always been doing, which is more impactful, which one's more painful, but also which one's the better move. And when I think of the stunner, I love it. It's a great pop. It's a great little scene, but some guys have taken it terribly. Some guys, it doesn't look believable. Some guys just, not everyone takes a stunner well. Where the styles clash, even if you take it bad, it makes it look even worse, in my opinion. It makes it look even more impactful as a move. But also, he can hit it from the top rope. You can hit it from a lot of different places. It goes into a pinning combination, so it really does signify the end of the match. I'm going to go with the styles clash on this one. And I'm surprised by that, because I really thought I was going to go with the stunner. But the more I think about it, the more I just really like the styles clash better. So I'm going to go with the styles clash on this.
I wasn't surprised. That's why I was saying 3D chess before.
So
I was surprised. You were in my head before I was.
Inside your cabeza.
hey, how dare you? Relax.
No, I'm Spanish. It makes sense.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with the cop killer.
What? Wait,
I
what?
think
I would like to use my veto now.
I gotta go back into the other matchups. Give me 1 second. I gotta fix something.
my Cinderella's still kicking, right? Get up, mom. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, I think we did a good job here with this tournament. Like just with the flying move, and these moves. I think we did well, and it's hard. I'm giving all of them their flowers here before we make the pick. Obviously it's my 1 and my 3, so like it's tough either way because they're all great. I don't think we messed this up.
I don't think so either.
I'm going with the one that I think, they both define generations in a way with their moves and their audiences. And you see it with guys like Ospreay and Owens doing it now because Styles and Austin did it. But I'm going with the move that made me infamous on social media about 10 years ago on my Brooke Stone Cold Stun days. The Stone Cold Stunner is the winner of the greatest finishing move.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Kind of no surprise, but as far as how the tournament played out, I think it really played out correctly. Stone Cold Stunner definitely makes it. Just a couple of little facts. Our best submission move was tied for ankle lock and sharpshooter. Those both made it to the same round, didn't make it past. Our best tag team move that we decided was Team 3D, that made it the furthest. And our best high-flying move, as we saw before, was the Frog Splash. So I think just going through that list, and then our best finisher is the Stunner, I think we made a lot of good decisions tonight and last week. So great job, Stone Cold Stunner. Let us know how you feel in the chat about it. But I feel good. I think we did great.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of, even though they're there for a reason, I'm always a fan of when we can do these tournaments and avoid a very chalky finish.
Yes.
Like, yeah, there's a 3 and a 4, and there's 2 1s, but I prefer that over, all the 1 seeds made it to the end. I just, I always prefer that.
So that's why you picked Frog Splash over Super Kick.
No,
yeah, we know.
It's
You heard it here, fans. Drop some comments in the chat. Tell them how you feel about this shit.
As soon as I said it, I was like, damn, he's going to twist that. No, I promise you I did not. You want to go to somebody. Go after Mr. F5 Veto over here.
I stand behind that decision. Black Arrow is a beautiful flying maneuver.
It is.
I'm not going to lie. F5 would have competed with the Styles Clash big time for me if it made it to that point. I think the F5 is that good.
What's funny
if
is
the F5 wasn't.
go ahead.
If the F5 went further, if I didn't veto it, I wouldn't have made it go past the second round. I've never been
but
a
that's
fan of the
nothing to do
movie.
with Brock, though.
No, I've just never been a fan of the movie. You just pick somebody up and you spin them and you drop them. There's really no art.
Right.
There's no.
Well, that would have came down to Danny then, but
Yeah, so that would have been what?
close.
That would have been the F5, or if we're talking about the second round, or the Busaki. Oh my God, the Busaiku knee kick, and oh man, I probably still would have went with the knee, so I don't think the F5 would have made it past the second round.
that's insane. Then
I don't know. I don't know because
I'm just like if I'm looking at what made it personally, F5 for me would have F5. Yeah, for me it would have been F5 and Styles Clash. I don't think unless O-Face or One Winged Angel made it, but even then I think F5 is just.
I don't know.
I'm big on the F5, so either way, it's over now. Stone Cold won.
I'm big on the
Well done,
super
everybody.
kick, but whatever.
Yeah, hey, listen, I love the super kick.
No.
I do.
Listen, if it wasn't against the super kick, I would have easily chosen Frog Splash. I really do love the Frog Splash. It is it was my number 3. So
yeah. So here's the thing.
clearly
Looking
I
at
like
it, well, I mean, clearly you know this. If Ankle Lock beat Frog Splash, super kick would have beat Ankle Lock.
100%.
For me, at least.
100%.
And then Ankle Lock got, what did it get? The Tombstone? Obviously, I was pushing for the Spear, but Super Kick, Super Kick and Spear would have been close. Super Kick probably would have beat Tombstone for me. But whatever. We're talking about hypotheticals now. But
all right.
Yeah.
Well, what's not hypothetical is this Thursday we are doing our Last Point Standing show where we talk about this week in review. Please join us at our usually scheduled time at 8 p.m. We're going to talk about our results from Double or Nothing and how we did with our predictions. And we're going to talk about how we really feel about how Double or Nothing went out and some WWE news. Not great for Juice, but if you're a WWE fan, it hasn't been too bad this past week. So we are going to talk a little WWE as well, if you're a WWE fan. If you're not, I don't know what to tell you. All right. Thank you again, Jim, for joining us. Very well done. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are playing in the AEW Fantasy, this could be you for our next tournament if you win it. So I don't know what our next tournament is. We will choose in a few months with that little finger of Juices. But we'll see what happens. If Jim wins it again, though, I'm not doing another tournament with Jim. No.
Take my strong hand. My strong hand, man.
All right, boys. Thank you very much again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you at home for staying on this long, and we will see you guys on Thursday at 8 p.m. Have a great night, everybody.
Peace out, Cub Scouts.
Beautiful.